All right, here's an explanation of how to use the AC method to factor a quadratic where the leading coefficient, in this case the 6, is not a 1. So you take the coefficient, the leading coefficient, and multiply it by the constant. This gives you negative 18 in this case. So the question becomes, what are the factors of negative 18 that add together to give you negative 7? So you can go through and list a couple of these things here, but eventually you're just taking a look at negative 9 and positive 2. Okay, so drop the first term down, drop the third term down as they are, no changes to them. And then write your two factors over here in the middle with x's attached. If you have a choice of one of them positive, one of them negative, always put the negative first. It makes it easier in terms of the factoring. Okay, so there's nothing crazy that we've done here. We've essentially just split this middle term, because if you combine these two like terms together, you end up with negative 7x. So all we've done is split that middle term. So what we do next is we're going to group the first two together and group the second two together, making sure to keep this plus sign in between. Otherwise it turns into multiplication and the whole thing falls apart. Okay, so look at the first two terms and see what do they have in common in terms of a common factor. They have a 3 and an x. So I can take a 3x out, and I'm left with 2x. Clean that up. 2x minus 3. Remember, if I distribute that 3x back in, it should be the same thing that I started with. Here, these things don't have anything in common. So in this case, I'm just going to put a 1 out here as a nice little placeholder. Okay. And I know I've done this correctly in that it's factorable if these remaining pieces, once I take out the common factor, are going to be 2x minus 3. So this is one term and this is one term. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take out the common factor from both of them, which is 2x minus 3 from both. So if I take a 2x minus 3 out of the first one, I'm left over with a 3x. And from the second one, I'm left with a plus 1. And now it's completely factored. Okay. You can definitely do this with a guess and check kind of method that the book does, but guessing and checking is potentially a very long process that doesn't necessarily get where you want to go. I hope this helps.